Serious, yeah.
Langata yacht clubs, yeah. Upper dam. Amko mnajua? Now you know. Hii dam yenye sahi ikinyesha kidogo hapo nini
so mimi najua kuna yacht club
kuna kwanga tu na ile moshi ya sewage inakuja kupaka kwa barabara hapa Mbagathi way, right? Yeah. But that used to be a yacht area. Kulikuwa na maboat na watu mafamilia zilikuwa zina enjoy environment.
How long ago was
this is in the 80s.
This is in
the 80s. See time ya Walami.
80s but ilikuwa okay.
Ilikuwa yacht club.
That's interesting.
And the yacht club is still there, saying restaurant.
What was?
Yeah. So what is so that hiyo ndio tunaongea sustainable management of our resources. So I want to start with importance and principles of natural resource management. What is the current state of affairs in this sector at the county level that young people should be made aware of?
Yeah, of course. Okay, I'll give you an example. Acha nikwambie, like City Park. You've been to City Park?
Yeah.
We've actually done a study. There's a river inapita hapo into Kibagari. It's dead, the way you've said. It's
really?
dead.
Ilikuwa inaitwa?
Sewage.
Inaitwa
Kibagari River.
Kibagari River.
Ina then into Mathare.
Yeah.
It's part of the Nairobi River.
Imededi.
Dead.
Nini na uweyo river?
There are so many things, but most of all in negligence. Yeah? Because there are so many policies.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
Yeah.
So many policies that are not being implemented vizuri. So, and I know the youth have a very big part to play in this, if only given a chance. Because I feel like people don't believe the youth enough to give them a chance. Because kwa ground, I've been there so many times in Auga City Park, and there are so many youth groups that are doing so many good things there.
CBOs.
So many other places, they're doing so much for the environment.
So
and they're committed.
Unasema, because I've seen in certain countries around the world, unapata kirive inapita hata ndani ya CBD, as in literally in the town. So unataka to show it's possible for Kenyans to have healthy rivers katikati ya our residential areas.
Very possible.
Lakini sasa niulize, umemention one key issue like hiyo maji ya river yenye inapita kwa ma neighborhoods ni hapo labda ndio sewage na mwagwa ndani, labda imetoka kwa hizi areas za factories maninizi na mwagwa hapo ndani, you know, and so on and so forth. Ukipata hizi garbage collection tu anamwaga hapo kwa river, then how can we reverse some of these things? When you hear of a dead river, what are the implications, for example, of a dead river?
No, like a dead river, like of course there's a risk of disease, ugonjwa. And it's always been a risk everywhere, you know, like the Nairobi River system. Kumekuwa a lot of diseases about, you know, people, you know, getting sick because actually njoo kuna wengine wanaishi up until the bank. But now policies are there. They're enforcing authorities. Kuna kina NEMA, kuna enforcing authorities that are kwa county ndani, to make sure that people don't throw effluent. And to kutengeneza like the sewage system. Because sometimes people don't have an option. Yeah, because there are no systems in place.
Okay.
So give them that option, and they'll actually
what do you mean by systems? Because me, I've even heard of apartment blocks, like the apartment block that you live in. Kama wakona access to the river, they would rather pump in their affluent into the river rather than dispose of it. It costs more money to dispose of it the right way. But if there's the option of just putting your pipe there into the river, then they're doing it.
It happens. No, some people don't have, when it's say systems, hakuna like sewage channels. The network is not enough to support the kind of, you know, the residential houses that are there. People end up directing it in rivers, you know? And of course there is kuna vitu zinafanyika on that end, but it's not enough to guarantee the safety of our rivers and in extension environments also.
I mean, we can talk about rivers, we can talk about trees as well, where you have people just, luckily in some counties kuna hizo bylaws zenye zimewekwa that you can't just wake up and chop down a tree because you want it's in your compound. What is the potential wealth kwa hii sector? You know, ukiangalia what should the youth do to get a slice of wealth in this sector?
Now there are so many opportunities. Now we will talk about kuna CBOs that they're passionate about keeping the environment clean. Doing all they can. They have projects that wanafanya, they're being supported. But it's not enough. Because the rate at which the environment inaharibika is not at par with the
rehabilitation
of the, you know, of these spaces. And people, I think I'll just go back to what you said. It affects everyone. People don't know. that little thing that you do, and you see environment is not something you can gamble with.
Yeah.
Because it will mess you
True.
up. You can't gamble with nature.
And you can't reverse at your process.
And you can't reverse. No.
So we need innovation, clearly. We need young people coming up with innovation on how to clean the rivers, how to stop affluent from being maybe pumped into the... Yani tunahitaji mayouth wakuje na solutions ya history environment.
Exactly. Practical solutions. No.
Yeah.
Like there are many... There's opportunities at apps. Like, you know, like I work for Nature Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the oldest African... It's the oldest environmental conservation society in Africa. Ilianza 1909. It has many committees inafanya biodiversity conservation. Like there's a youth committee. Now Friends of City Park, we're part of it also.
Yeah.
And they even have apps to monitor biodiversity in certain areas. Because as an ecosystem, hizi vitu they're all related.
Yeah.
From hizo little organisms huko kwa mchanga all the way up to us now where we are.
Yeah.
They're all interconnected. If you affect one area, it affects the other. And we don't realize
there
that.
are other areas where natural resources don't really include water and trees. It's probably actual natural resources. Unasikia ka Turkana wako na hiyo oil, right? Ukiangalia hizi sides za coast unasikia wako na, you know, some amazing minerals zenye unasikia foreigners wamekuja wamefanya mambo zao. How can they also be a part of that conversation? And we're talking about sustainable accessing of these resources.
So there is a development activities. Kama na kuna kitu CIDP at county levels,
Yes.
county integrated development plans.
Yes.
And there is a space for youth to take part in these projects. It's about them being prioritized because we are over half of Kenya population youth. Over half of the working workforce. Kenya ni my youth.
Yeah.
So as in, and I feel like sometimes they are wanaekwa kama secondary hapo chini.
Utapatiwa makazi.
But actually they're the ones who should be driving the economy, no?
Yeah.
Unajua, I want something to sink in. Na hizo words zako tu kivyako. How important is it for plans when it comes to this sector? Sisi kama mavijana kuwa featured in the CIDP. For somebody just listening to you, how important is it?
It should actually be the most important thing. Acha nikwambie, because youth at this time, there are so many youth that work on a wealth of knowledge. Nakwambia,
Ideas fit sana.
If you speak to some of them, if you engage with some of them, you wonder why they are not getting these opportunities. Because if you just put them in their hands and you let them do their own thing without, you know, micromanagement and that kind of thing, they will do so many things.
Yeah.
It is just, you know, new opportunity that I'm talking
Na
about.
hizo opportunities ziko available kwa CIDP hiyo tumeongea juu yake. The county development plans. What county yako plans of development ni gani, especially when we're talking about water, forestry and natural resources? This is public knowledge. Na ukiangalia uone kwamba the information maybe or the plans are not sufficient, una nafasi pia ya ku find out where can I share my ideas za hizi resources zenye ziko hapa local. Because think about it like this. When it comes to kuseme blood donation, wanasemanga the students ndio who donate blood, right? When it comes to planting of trees, nani plant trees?
My youth.
Ma students, right? So una ukisikia hizi science congress nini mayouth kuanga na idea zingine paka unasema how is this not being rolled out by gava? But kumbuka constitution yetu sasa kwa county yako, kama hiyo idea imeiva, unaweza peleka hiyo idea kwa county, uambie mimi nimefigure out venye tunaweza panguza hizi river zetu zikuwe clean kabisa. Tukiendelea na conversation, what are some of the unique solutions that you have experienced with youth challenging the status quo? Kwa sababu I'm sure kuna mayouth wenye wamesema okay, hata kama mtusikii tutafika, na wamepambana mpaka wamepata idea yao hapo imechukuliwa.
Yeah, I think the things I'll talk about what I've witnessed.
Okay.
Because I've been now working at City Park for some time, and you know, with green spaces, and there are so many youths in there. You know, there's a Daima coalition. They're doing that. There's a public space network. They're all coming together for the sake of our public spaces, open spaces, green spaces, because they are good for, you know, health and wealth and well-being of Nairobians. Now, when you come to the county, kuna CIDP we mentioned. So many opportunities there. State Department of Youth Affairs, they have opportunities even in terms of funding. Affirmative action funds. Now, kuna National Youth Council, who is part of, I think it's part of this conversation. They have this avenues to fund CBOs. Of course kuna na so many other ventures, but now when it comes to environment conservation, wengi wako nazo, wengi sana wako nazo, they are doing the little they can, and if they are given this kind of opportunity, and I think it's they wamesema wengi hawajui how to access this opportunity, because they have these ideas, they have these groups, but hawajui. State Department of Youth Affairs, there are other, like let me say, I'm not advertising, but Nature Kenya, they have a youth committee.
Okay.
They have committees that actually, it's all youth, imagine. Like a majority is even the people that deal in the youth, and they are so passionate about the environment that if given an opportunity, they can actually do so much.
And it's important to note that globally, some of the biggest voices when it comes to environment and saving of our natural resources, our water, our forestry, are young voices. If you see the studies, najua umekaa hapo unasema sasa hii inanihusuaje? Mimi hata siishi karibu na place kuna maji. Mimi ninafungua tap tu na maji natoka. Unajua, they're saying that in a decade or so, maji scarcity will be the biggest conversation being had anywhere
they
in
say
the world.
Water will be the new gold.
It will be, yani ni kama mafuta, hii oil yenye tunaongea juu yake. So conservation inakuhusu mimi, inakuhusu wewe. Kama hatuhitaji hifadhi rather hizi pahali pale maji zinakuwa kama ni water source, yani ni river, hiyo community yenye inakuwa hapo inafaa kuprotect hiyo kitu kama the golden stool ya
That's right.
Kwa sababu hiyo maji ukipata mtu ati sijui ameenda amemwaga sijui trailer huko, nyinyi kama community mnafaa kusimama mseme wewe unaua watu wewe. Lakini we don't see this ownership ya watu kwa environment yao. Ndio kwa sababu tunapaza sauti sisi kama vijana. Hii environment ni yetu. The only place haulipi rent ni kwa environment. Right? Hiyo maji yenye iko kwa river, mbona ina change color? Na kwa nini haiku concern? Hiyo forest, unaona illegal loggers wamekuja hapo kwa community yenu. Usiku mnawasikia wakikata hizo mamti, lakini unafikiria ati kuna mwanabiashara mwenye anaenda kunufaika kwa kutengeneza viti. Sasa imagine uko na kiti lakini hauna mvua. Hiyo inatusaidiaje?
Exactly.
So sisi kama vijana lazima tukue rada na hii story, and one way to be rada and to be part of the conversations. Julize kama vijana hapo mna create kwa sababu si wewe pekee unafikiria hiyo idea, kuna beshte yako na beshte yako mwingine, mshikane, sit down, mujiulize tunezaje save history ya maji, tuko na ideas gani? Ulisoma electronic engineering, mimi nilisoma water, ulisoma nini, tulila nini, tunaweza kama na innovation tutengeneze idea labda ya kupanguza maji, mform CBO, muende kwa county, muangalie the development plans, mseme hii inafit wapi kwa hii development plan, ndio hii idea, alafu let's be part of the conversation, because if we aren't, imagine kama kuna mtu mwingine, hizi story ni tuongea corruption, yani wanaiba kila kitu, unafikiri wako na plan ya venye utakuwa na maji in 10 years time?
Probably not.
If you're not part of the conversation, utakuwa unatembea na kibuyu kutoka huko pali huko hadi Nairobi kutafuta maji.
Unataka
it's like we're back now to our ancestors time. Na sasa leo ulikuwa na nafasi ya kuchunga hiyo river, ya kuchunga hiyo forest, ya kuchunga hiyo natural preserve ya environment yako. Ulikuwa tu unasema mimi niko wax mzee. Sasa hakuna maji. Sasa hakuna mvua. You know, and so many other things. So that's why lazima tukue part of the conversation in environment.
Alafu pia importantly kuna kitu tunaita hapo hivyo the ballot box, the virtual ballot box hapo hivyo kwa social media yetu @vibes_radio_ke #comboxandkev #deepeningdemocracy. Tunawauliza leo as we engage in matters policy and matters youth, when it comes to this sector ya water, forestry, resource management, what are some of the issues umecheki when it comes to conserving the green spaces? Alafu pia opportunities umecheki, some of the ideas umecheki unaweza penda kushare. Talk to us #deepeningdemocracy @NYC Youth Voice @NYC Fursa @vibes_radio_ke #comboxandkev. Head on up hivyo kwa social media yetu. Tumebambika sana maze. We're really looking forward to read some of your comments. Yes.
The one question is Uliza, if you don't care about this water, forestry and natural resources, unaona maji kutoka wapi tena?
Ama utasema kanjo.
Sasa tushamalizana na kanjo, hakuna, there's literally hiyo river, hata kanjo haiwezi kuchezwa iweke kwa nini.
Solutions.
So sasa mmebaki hapo hamna river, ama ni river ni brown, black, purple, sijui what. Kuna river zingine mazi tumeona like the one he's talking about is
true.
Dirt is filthy. Tasa jata kuja sema na ile revenge niliwacha hapa mlifanya nini nayo?
Unajua kitu bedeshila, kitu ni bamba ni there are actually countries around the world zenye zinaishi vizuri hapo na healthy rivers around the residential areas, around the workspaces. So hizi vitu umesema hapa hivi ni possible.
Unajua nini happen? Sasa wewe mwenye amekuja kwa aribu environment yenu ameweka affluent hapo ndani, amekatakata mamiti. Akienda on vacation, anaenda kwa hizo places zenye unasema.
Imagine.
Anatembea kwa hizo streets pali kuna rive kwa nini? Rive safi. Alafu anakuja nawaambia, you guys, I've been benchmarking.
Itabidi to step up, guys. We need to demand for more. We need to demand to live in a good environment.
Conservation is an action. Something you do. Like ukiona like a space in a kwa grabbed, you have to be there to stop it. If you see someone doing something like that, stop it. As in it's an action.
We need to be in love with the environment.
Exactly.
Lakini inaanza kwanza na wewe. Hiyo yogurt umetupa hapo nyuma. Unaweza reverse collect hiyo yogurt kutoka kwa barabara tafadhali. Kwako unatupanga hiyo yogurt hivyo? Acha ufala vitu. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks, Benard.
And we appreciate your time. That has been On My Grind, and we tell you National Youth Council inasema vote for our kids.